For this particular segment, we're going to deal with the installation of base cabinetry. And just as we did with our wall cabinets, installation will begin in the corner and work its way out from there. Now, earlier on today, Jay was doing the measurements for all of our base cabinets. Each one needs to be aligned at the 35-inch tall height. Now, one of our concerns, of course, when installing base cabinetry, just as with walls, is how flat our walls may or may not be. Therefore, the most important part of installation is lining up the face frames.
Yeah, far too often installers follow the contour of the wall, thus when you get to the end of the run, you're not going to have flush face frames. The key here is installing, like Mark said, the base cabinet first in the corner and working your way out flush face frame with the adjoining cabinets.
So we've completed the installation of the square corner roto, and now what we've done is we've attached the base pantry pullout to that cabinet. Some of the benefits of the base pantry pullout include the full extension runners. The full extension runners allow us visibility to all items inside of this cabinet, and then once inside, we have adjustable shelving for flexibility of storage height. Each shelf also has chrome rail sides to prevent items from falling off of the shelves. An alternative cabinet to the square corner roto is the blind corner cabinet. This particular item has an area of cabinet that will be seen after the installation and an area that may not be seen once other cabinets are put into the cabinet run. This item also comes with a filler and an overlay filler with it as well. What we do is we install this cabinet to one wall. It does have what we call a pull distance, which is the distance it is away from the adjacent wall. And then what we do is we install the filler to this cabinet along the pull panel, and we install it directly adjacent to the face frame of the next cabinet that will go in the run. A lot of manufacturers would have you purchase the cabinet and the filler separate from one another. We not only include the filler, but we also include the overlay, which really gives you a nice decorative finish to this item as well.
This cabinet, like Mark said, gives you flexibility to do a left or right installation. The benefit there is for the homeowner and designer, depending on the size requirements or restrictions that are in the kitchen. In order to do that, all you do is install as the opposite of what Mark went through, switching the drawer and the door to the opposite side.
What Jay needs to do for us next is get the blind corner cabinet installed to the wall itself. One of the first things that he has to do, though, is check the pull distance. The pull distance is the distance from the opposite wall to the side of the cabinet. Once he has that measurement down pat, he can then go ahead and drill the cabinet directly into the wall. The next step, now that we have our blind corner cabinet in place, is the installation of the base 18. As preparation for this, Jay has pre-installed the overlay filler to the filler, and he's attached the filler itself directly to the face frame of the base 18. Now all he has to do is take the screws and attach the blind corner through to the filler itself. So what we're doing now is completing the run of base cabinets. Adjacent to the blind corner, we've put the base pantry pullout in. We've been careful to make sure that the edge of the base pantry pullout has been aligned with the edge of the wall cabinet directly above it. This ensures that the sink base that we're now about to put in is perfectly aligned and centered underneath the range hood. Now the reason we're using a sink base here is as in the application of a cooktop. This item allows us to put a cooktop directly on top of it, and of course it would be vented through the range hood itself. This is our next cabinet to install.
Now before we install this cabinet with the face frame and face frame installation we've done up to this point, we want to take our level and make sure that the flow of cabinets is still flush with the face frames and flush up and down with the wall.
So what Jay's doing here is checking that the cabinet is plumb. That's the alignment of the cabinet up and down. It needs to be accurate. If it's inaccurate, he's going to need to use a shim in order to correct that. With the sink base now in place, the next step is installing the base pot and pan pullout. This particular item includes a drawer, and down below we have an accessory that has two independently rolling shelves. This top shelf is ideal for placing the pots, as well as the lids to those pots. The bottom shelf, also ideal for storage of pots. But again, the independent rolling shelves makes it all that much better. This particular feature is pre-installed. That provides a benefit to the installer, who can save time by not having to do the installation of this component. It also saves money for the consumer as well. The final cabinet in our base run is the base super cabinet. This particular item is very impressive when you open up the doors. You'll notice all the accessories that are located inside. First and foremost, we have a pull-out, which is on a full extension drawer glide. These have plywood shelves and chrome rail sides that prevent items from falling off of them. We also have 3 rollout trays down the center of this cabinet. The rollout trays are manufactured from solid wood dovetail construction, and they have side-mounted progressive glides for additional stability. The last feature of this cabinet are the racks on the backs of the doors. These door racks again have plywood shelving and chrome rail sides, once more to create stability for the items that are being stored on the shelves.
And just another thing to note from an installation construction standpoint, the cabinet comes with a solid top to it to allow for the stability of the accessories we hold inside, as well as the doors come with full accessibility of 170-degree hinges. You will need to allow for a 12-inch clearance to be able to open the doors and pull everything out inside.